Hey guys, Matt here with AC Fly Fishing, coming at you guys with our April fishing report. Let's start with the Fall River. I know we talked last month saying we're getting close. It's about go time on the Fall River, and we made it there. It is definitely go time. Warmer weather patterns starting to roll in for us, so more and more bug life going on out there. And those fish are hungry. They're greedy after a long winter of not eating a whole lot. It's fishing good right now, all throughout. So that is always one of our kind of go-to summer options, and we're just getting started here. So Fall River, definitely I would say kind of number one on the list to think about going and checking out. Jay Decatur, Bucko, Brooks, Guy, those boys got it dialed in, and they've been poking around out there finding some really, really good fish. Couple weeks away from the hex hatch going on out there. I know we're going to be doing some hex trips for folks that are interested. Maybe just a short evening thing, or you can stack a hex thing onto a full day already out there. But if you don't know, the hex mayflies, giant mayflies, size of the palm of your hand, and that just witnessing that hatch can be worth the price of admission most of the time. So keep that in mind. Check it out. We've got some videos on YouTube about the Fall River, but definitely kind of one of our go-to favorite options for late spring, summertime. Also here, we're kind of definitely getting out of springtime weather. The warm weather that Redding is known for is starting to kind of show its head. It's warm. So walk and wade options. I know a lot of people like to get out of a boat and actually get in the river this time of year. And there's places to go. Upper Sac, reports on the Upper Sac are good to great. It's been a stellar spring on the lower Sac, on the Upper Sac. We would obviously always want more water, more snow melt, more runoff, but one of the reasons of having maybe less snow melt this year is we've had good consistent flows on that thing. So the bugs are very happy. There's a lot of big bugs. I've been seeing like big green drakes flying around up there. A lot of stoneflies, caddis, mayflies, honestly. A little bit of everything on the Upper Sac, and fishing, like I said, has been good to great. Some really good size fish in the Upper Sac. So that is, I would say, a stellar option right now, and I would expect it to be a very good option in the next month or two. But something about doing it, it might end up getting really low and warm come late summer. So if you want to get your Upper Sac fix in, I would recommend jumping on that here pretty quick. The McCloud, still kind of mixed reports coming out of the McCloud. I would be really confident that these kind of warmer weather patterns we're starting to see here are really, really going to kick things off on that river. Warmer weather, more bugs. So I would expect the McCloud to kind of get better and better here in the coming weeks. One of the more scenic rivers that exist on the planet, I would say, and a very historical river with those rainbow trout being all over the world. So a special place. If you've never gone and checked it out, just going for a walk along the McCloud is well worth it, and the fishing can be really, really fun. Mixture of nymph fishing, dry fly fishing. You can even pull a streamer or two through there. The Pitt River is still kind of funky. The flows are getting played with. I don't want to say it's not fishable, because it definitely is fishable, but the water is maybe a little bit bigger than we'd prefer it to be right now, which can just make it more challenging to get into and wade around a river that is already kind of challenging to walk and wade. But still, for the ultra brave, it could be an option, and it could be well worth it. So that's something to have a look at. Hat Creek will be a great walk and wade fishery all summer long. A little bit of everything there as well. You can go fish some riffles, do some nymphing in the fast water. And what I really like to do on Hat Creek is walk that meadow and look for one rising fish and see if I can fool them on 6X. Not easy to do, but it can be well worth it for sure. And then we'll talk about the Big River, the Lower Sac. Broken record time. I know every time I do one of these, it's the same exact thing, and I promise you I'm not lying. The Lower Sac trout fishing is absolutely stellar. One of the better springs I've seen in 11 years up here. Consistent flows. We're going to have flows at 4,500 CFS. That's what they're at now, and they're going to stay that way all summer. So low flow throughout the summer. Obviously, we'd all love a little bit more water, but the low water has brought us a lot more bugs maybe than we're used to seeing, and the trout are taking full advantage of that extra food source they have. Fishing has been good. The size of the fish has been exceptional. I can probably talk for 30 minutes about how much fun and how good the lower sac trout fishing has been. We're starting to see more of a shift now, maybe shifting away from some of the mayflies into more caddis. And as it heats up, the late afternoon, evening caddis hatches can be good. Half days in the evening can be really fun on the lower sac. We obviously understand that when it gets 110 degrees here pretty soon in Redding, half days aren't a bad option for this big river, but it's fishing great. Like I said, I would say it's fishing 10 out of 10 right now. And I don't see any reason for it to slow down. Every day is fishing. It could always change, but the lower sac, it's going to be here always. We're very lucky. And also on the lower sac, some shad and stripers. I would say shad fishing right now. The shad are in, the shad bites on. I got to actually go do that. Adam took me and Lozano down last week, and we got to get into some shad. It is a very, very good time. That should stay good. The shad bite, like when the shad are in, if we're going to find them, you're going to catch them. And they should be around till around mid-June or so. And kind of once the shad start filtering out, I would expect the striper fishing to really start picking up. The stripers are going to feed pretty heavily on those shad when they're in. So you're not going to get as many to bite a fly. But once those shad boogie out of here, like I said, around mid-June, striper fishing should really pick up. So yeah, doing some warm water stuff, some stuff that's maybe different. Excuse me. Down there on the big river, a little farther downriver. We're doing that this summer. And that can be a real good time, especially the shad thing. It's a great way to maybe kind of get into spay fishing or go practice your spay fishing. You can bring a spay pole out spay rod out and chase those shad. I know a lot of you are down there in the Sacramento area. Go visit our buddy Rick at Fly Fishing Specialties, and he'll get you all tuned in with the spay rod stuff, and then come fish a day. Come swing some flies for shad. That's kind of about it. Like always, I know, broken record, but fishing is always good. Not everywhere is good every single day, but give us a call. We'd be happy to answer any questions. Myself, Anthony, Jay, Erica, Allison will be here to answer your calls, talk to you about what you want to do and get you set up. But we are in the middle of one of our favorite times to be fishing here in Northern California. Literally everything blue on a map is an option right now. So let's go fishing. Let's come have a good time. Right on, guys. Thanks for listening. Take care.